What is up, guys? Smooth here, back with another Minecraft video, and today we're going to be looking at this newest mega structure you can see behind me, and that is the Woodland Mansion. So for those of you that didn't get to see it last time, in my previous video, I basically showed you this new update that came out in 1.11, which included this over here. So the way you'll actually find this is you're going to want to look for one of these cartographers. There's another method that's a little bit faster, but it's in creative mode, but for now I'll show you the correct way to do it. So you'd find somebody that has a white coat like this, and you'll see it says Cartographer. You'll try to get through a couple different trades, and then eventually you'll start unlocking some maps. So you have the Ocean Explorer Map, which will help you find ocean monuments, and then you'll find the Woodland Explorer Map, which is what I have right over here in my first slot. So if you look at it, you'll see that little house on the right side, and that's exactly where we're at. The other way to do it is you can type in /locate. So I'm just going to press space, and then you can press tab, and you can tab through all the different options of what you're able to find. So you have End City, Fortress, Mansion, Mineshaft, Monument, Stronghold, Temple, Village, and that's pretty much all of them. So again, if I type in /locate mansion, you're going to see it says located mansion at -8,120. The Y coordinate is the height, so that can vary, and 14,952. So you'll see this is way out of the way. This is the first one that I was able to find from 0.0. So you're not going to see these very often. These are very much an endgame thing. So I'm only going to quickly go over everything that's inside over here, because I actually, in a separate world, which I'll show you in a moment, I use structure blocks to show every single room and structure that can be found in here. And there's 73 of them, which is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, Igloos only had 3 different structures. I believe End Cities had 21, and Fossils had 16. So this is the biggest by far. So let's take a look at what we see inside. And again, let me just make one more quick note of the outside. It's really, really big. This one is 3 stories high. They do vary in shape and size to some extent. But let's look at what we have on the inside. And again, these are the rooms generate kind of in a random fashion. So you're not going to see everything in the same way that they spawn over here. So again, you see some random different things over here. And here is one of the new mobs. So I believe this one is the Evoker or the Vindicator. I'm not exactly sure which one it is. Let's take some spawn eggs and let's see which one it comes out to be. So you got the Evoker and the Vindicator. These are, again, the new illagers, the new bosses, not necessarily bosses, but the new mobs that you'll find exclusively inside these mansions. So let's see. The Vindicator and the Evoker. Okay, so the Evoker has the yellow line in the middle of his robe. So yeah, these guys are, they're pretty tough too, by the way, but we're not going to fight them right now because I just want to show you what some of these rooms have to offer. And again, a handful of them spawn inside of here. And this was kind of funny, actually. This house spawned on top of lava. So had a couple rooms burned down, but it's all good. All right, so let's go in here. We have like a makeshift bedroom. And let's see if we can find 1 or 2 more interesting structures. They actually have even statues and stuff like that, which is what actually inspired me to watch this video. So I found, I had originally found a different one, and I saw a statue of a illager, and somebody posted another one on Reddit where they found a statue of a chicken, which I thought was very strange. So it kind of inspired me to look into what they had with all the structure blocks. You'll see here's another randomly generated one, and there's some really interesting things. So anyway, I'm going to switch to the other world because you guys kind of get the gist of how these things are laid out over here, and we're going to see every structure that can possibly be found in a mansion. So we're going to check right back. So I'm back in the other world where I basically spawned every single mansion structure, and again, as I mentioned before, there are 73 of them. So the way you actually would find out how to spawn these is you would unzip the snapshot file, and then you'd go into the structures folder, which is where you would find these. So they're all in the mansions folder inside the structure folder. So if you go in here, you'll see I have mansion /1x1_A1, and it's kind of hard to memorize all these, but you'll see that there's a whole ton of them, and they basically kind of go in sequence. So you'll have a 1x2, and then a different letter, etc. But you guys can use the same method that I got for finding them all. So I'm not going to go over the specifics of every single one, but if any of them have something noteworthy, we'll take a look at it. So let's just glance through all these rooms and see what's going on over here. Some of these things are not going to spawn in their entirety. Like this one, I believe some of the ladders fell off because it's not spawning adjacent to anything. But you guys can kind of get the gist of what's going on. So over here, just a basic room. Over here we have what looks like a like a dance floor kind of. I'm not even sure. Over here, another pretty simple room. This one is kind of funky, and it has a chest over here. So I believe when it has a data block that says like chest west, for example, it'll be variable in terms of what's inside the chest, because some things here actually spawn with chests that aren't data blocks. Over here you have a bunch of spider webs and a spider spawner. Here is just some kind of random statue structure thing here. Oh, and there's a diamond block in the middle, so that's worth noting. So if you ever see one of these, definitely want to mine to the center. Alright, here's some random pillars. Another pretty empty room over here with a little flower pot. Nice little dining table over here. A bedroom with a, what is this supposed to be? I think this is supposed to be like a chimney sort of thing. Little mini library over here. Here's a nice little, it's actually probably one of the nicer rooms I've seen so far. And over here you have a bunch of alliums. Nothing too fancy over here. Again, here is another data block. This one will spawn a warrior, so I believe that one will spawn a Vindicator. I think the warrior is a, if I'm not mistaken. And this is kind of strange. It's like a stair that doesn't lead to anything with a random banner over here. And behind this there is a chest south data block. Here is a indoor farm that's powered by these little torches over here. Let's see, over here we have another data block. So this one is a warrior, and it has like a little furnace thing over here. Not a furnace thing, what am I saying? An anvil thing over here. Over here it looks like it's some kind of a farm. So they have like a pretty interesting setup over here. I'm not sure the efficiency of it with these wooden blocks over it, but I guess illagers have a different type of logic. And these are all dark oak saplings. Alright, next up, just a random bunch of wool blocks. So I guess it's kind of like a nice little chunk of wool if any of you guys want to build something with that later on. Let's see, over here we have a iron axe with efficiency 1. Nothing too crazy. Alright, next up over here we have another chest in this room with nothing in it. But this one actually has a little mushroom farm over here. Next up we have a pumpkin patch with another warrior block over here, a warrior data block. Alright, let's get a little bit further. Over here we have a big chest room. I looked through some of these. I'm not sure if any of them have anything. I guess we can go through them all quickly and see what we find. Here's another warrior that's protecting all these. So I'd imagine there should be at least one thing in some of these, considering a warrior would be guarding them. Let's see. Nothing, 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 nothing. Got the last couple of chests over here. Let's see if we have anything to look at. Nope, not seeing anything. So I was wondering if it might be one of those things where you have to kind of go through all of them while you're being attacked and hope that you come out with something. But it doesn't look like anything is stored in here. Nope, I don't see a thing. Alright, let's get to the next room, but let's quickly set the time today. There we go. This looks like a prison almost. Is that what it is? I think it might be. So let's see. You got a warrior block over here. You got a little switch over here, which will open up this door. And I guess these are your beds and the toilet in prison. And you wouldn't be able to escape this normally without breaking blocks. So I guess this is supposed to be like a makeshift prison. All right, so let's get to the next room. Let's see, another warrior block over here. This one also has a lever with a door in it. Let's go in here. This one is a much more confined prison. So I think it's safe to assume these are little mini prisons. All right, so let's go to the next one. We have a chest over here and a warrior guarding that chest. And you can see that in the beginning they were 1 by 1. Now these, I believe, are 2 by 2s where they're getting a little bit longer. Here is well, let me just not skip this one. This one is really strange. So you see it has like this like spiral staircase that goes all around the entire thing. Let's break some blocks in here, see if we see anything inside. Oh, so it has like another chest inside there. So let's see. Yeah, it's another chest. So you'd want to go all the way through it. Yeah, this one has an illager face as a wall decor. This one has, as a stairway, it has this one hanging right above it. Kind of interesting. Let's see, so next up we have this over here. We have a little table and another table with some chairs. 2 pink and purple beds over here. See, 3 beds over here with a warrior for each bed. That's pretty interesting. Mini library over here. Another staircase with another illager head at the top. Is there anything under the staircase? No, it doesn't look like it. Alright, here it looks like a master bedroom. This guy has a nice little setup for himself. A nice little office over here where he records his YouTube videos. Let's see, over here we have another big bedroom with 2 doors, whoops, with 2 doors that don't have anything inside them apparently. I guess that's villagers don't need a lot of space to chill, so that's probably where they would hang out. Over here is another chest with a upstairs bed. So this guy has a little duplex. This is like an, I'm not sure if this is supposed to be like an upside down face or just some random design. But we have the mage over here. So here we have the first evoker we've seen so far. And another 2 other warriors as well. All right, next up over here is a really interesting one. This is just a cat statue. I'm not sure what the purpose of this is, but kind of interesting. Let's see if we can get to the center of it, if there's anything worthwhile, or just basically some free wool. Looks like it's just free wool. All right, next up we have a chicken. Again, same thing. I don't think there's anything on the inside, but pretty cool. I'm not sure what those villagers are doing with these statues, but no judging. All right, next up, another chest in a mostly empty room. Over here was really interesting. While I was putting this all together, I was tempted to open this, but again, if you look over here, it is a trap chest. So let's break these off first before we look inside. And we have 2 ender pearls on the inside. So this is supposed to be like an end portal actually. It has the exact same structure as it. I'm not sure why it's made out of wool though. That's kind of interesting. I'm not sure if they might change this or do something else interesting in the future, but pretty cool. All right, next up over here, we have a chest on top of each side, and let's go inside and take a look. Nothing inside, mostly empty. All right, over here, another warrior block, and we have 3 cells, so this looks like another prison kind of thing. Let's open the door over here. Not the most comfortable setup. Let's go to the next one. They're probably all empty. Don't expect prison cells to have too much. They just have a little mini toilet in there. Oh, there's 4 cells actually. This guy looks like he has a mini furnace or something like that. And same thing over here. All right, so let's move along. Another bunch of chests, except these are all double chests with a warrior guarding them. And I almost feel like it's a waste of time. Oops, I almost feel like it's a waste of time to go through all these, but just to be certain. So if you guys ever see these, you can decide whether it's worth it to look inside of them. But right now, it doesn't appear that any of these chests at any of these places have anything interesting. In the chest rooms, at least. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Yep, all done with that. Here is another one. So this is, I think this one's supposed to be an evoker, and it's he's holding, it's like a do not pass thing, almost like Gandalf. He's holding like a wizard staff over here with his hand out. Pretty cool. One of the cooler ones so far. Kind of weird thing over here. You have like this little fountain leading to the center over here with a tree. Just a nice little dining room over here with a couple blocks. You have a warrior, a mage, and another warrior. Looks like the evokers are pretty uncommon, so I'm guessing that they're definitely a lot stronger. Same thing over here, 2 warriors and 1 mage. A little library over here. Next up here is the battle room, where you have a nice little map in the center. And let's see who's deciding the battle. It's the warrior, a mage, and a warrior, with the mage at the head of the table, so it looks like he's the main guy making all the plans. This one I thought was kind of funny. This looks like a wrestling cage, like for a UFC or some kind of fight. Pretty interesting. And then you have like this room on top where people can watch from the outside, and a chest on top as well. So over here are the different structures. So I think we're mostly done with the basic room structures, with a couple exceptions, but we have some interesting things over here. So these are floor structures, and these again, you see that they're slightly differently shaped. And I think one of the reasons why this particular building, the mansion, has so many different structure blocks is it's kind of gonna be a sign for the future in terms of how things are gonna be made. So like before they kind of hard code it, but now it's gonna be a lot more procedurally generated. So you'll have a lot more random things like rooms and structures are gonna spawn in a much more random way, like you're seeing over here. So here you have a bunch of different wall varieties. This is, I believe a roof variety, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Yeah, mansion / roof. And here's a roof corner with roof sides, another roof corner as well. A quick little nook room. I think this was like the default room. Like this one was kind of strange. Let's see, what is this? Room template. So I think they used, this is probably the first room they made to kind of judge the size for the 1x1. Another couple walls over here, a little pillar. This over here, yeah, this is like a side wall pillar thing. And then we have these last 2, just a regular wall over here and another wall with a window. So that's pretty much the gist of everything you guys could possibly find in a mansion. I hope you guys all found this helpful, and I hope you guys have some fun exploring these mansions. They look really cool, and I'm really happy to have them in the game. So with 1.11 out, I also want to ask you guys, what else would you like to see me do? I'm probably going to be doing some more videos on the topics of like shulker boxes and llamas and stuff like that. But if you have anything in particular, you guys know I like to delve into it in as much detail as possible. And I definitely would be happy to be doing some more videos for you guys. Anyway guys, please like this video if you enjoyed it. It does help me out a lot. And subscribe if you want to see videos similar to this one in the future. This was Smooth, and I'll see you all later. Take it easy, guys.